things in your commute are driving in general that make you want to commit a felony on someone. I spend approximately 500 plus miles in my vehicle commuting to work every week. Now, some may be shocked by that, but let me just tell you that I was still driving 500 plus miles a week in my previous line of work. So the driving is different, and I drive further one way now, stop, park, work my day, and drive back. And in my previous world, it was multiple trips to multiple places in about a 35 to 40 mile radius, depending on the week. I see a lot of wild things on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of interesting things on the road. I've got it really timed down for the most part that I can have a pretty good commute taking Highway 64 because I like going through town. I'll see big fella every once in a while, see what's going on in the world. I miss driving through town. And by mileage wise, it's a little bit shorter. And if you don't get caught by anything, you can cruise just as well, make it in time for what you need to do. But there are some days where you get behind some of these imbeciles that I just, Dave, for the life of me, I just can't. I want to yank them out of the vehicle, rip their arms off, and beat them with them.
We were sitting at a stoplight one time. I think it might have been just your regular old run-of-the-mill four-way intersection with turn lanes. And we were facing east, and there was a line of traffic that was coming from, heading west. And a friend of mine, who I shall name, or that I'll leave nameless,
but describe every detail about him.
He's bald-headed. Anyway,
bald-headed, bigger fella.
Yeah,
drives a Ford pickup truck.
Yeah, he was sitting with me, and he's like, "Hey, you ever just wanted to put it in drive and put your foot on the floor and just race through this intersection and just plow into that car over there?" And I looked at him, and I'm like, "What the did you just say?" He's like, "Yeah. I mean, have you ever just wanted to just plow into that other car over there?" And I was like, "No, it's never really crossed my mind." But I'll tell you who's bad about this this whole road rage thing and like this whole commute.
Your wife?
The warden.
Yeah.
She, oh boy. Like, she doesn't do well in like high stress situations. Like when she's a co-pilot, like if she had like, I don't know, shit to throw at people or something like that, she would probably do it. But I deal with this literally every day of my life at work. 40 hours a week I deal with this. And it's, I'll tell you something, boys, the public will blow your mind when it comes to driving and like just, oh boy. Yeah, we see all kinds of cool shit.
They're the ones that get me probably the most are the ones that'll run the red light, run the stop sign, or do whatever they can to get out in front of you and then not do like 10 or 15 miles an hour, that their quickest movement is them violating the traffic laws, Dave, to get in front of you, and then they don't go anywhere.
You know what pisses me off, David?
What's that, buddy?
When you're trying to pull out of a parking lot into the road, like into the roadway, the highway, or the traffic flow. Or no, you are the one on the traffic flow and someone's trying to pull out of the parking lot and there's like 20 cars in front of you and then there's a mediocre gap between you and the car in front of you, but there's nobody behind you. And that they've been waiting there so long that they just gun it and pull out in front of you.
Yeah. And then
even though there's nobody behind
you.
So I have to cram on my brakes to keep from hitting them. But yet, once again, there's still nobody behind me.
Yeah.
That's the guys that piss me off.
The ones that do 5 to 7 under on the county roads, you're the worst person ever.
No, see, I'm that person sometimes. Like on a county road, some days I'm just cruising. and I don't got anywhere to be.
Well, Dave, I know your truck, and I'll be like, oh, it's just probably Dave. He's out cruising. I can hear the chopper music blaring from the speakers. Like he's just out enjoying the day.
I got them rose-colored glasses on.
But when I'm cruising to get to, and it's more or less when I have somewhere to be.
Oh, it's
is
always
when I
that
can't
way.
handle
It's
it.
always that way.
And I watched somebody, it's been a couple weeks, but Huntingburg's got a McDonald's there on the southwest corner of 231 and 64.
It's kind of a poor place to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were really shocked that the state would even grant them the right.
Has there been any wrecks there yet?
Oh yeah, the day it opened.
Okay.
There are 2 days after, right in that first day.
So they put on that side that comes out onto 64, they had a left turn lane there that they then subsequently put a median for.
Yeah.
And I watched some jackass stop the world so he could turn left out of there when clearly everything makes you go to the right.
Right.
And I just can't handle it. And the other thing that gets me too is these people that don't use their turn signals until they're right on top of the turn.
Oops.
So you're sitting there waiting. And then all of a sudden, last second turn signal, and you're like, well, that's cool. You could have done it 200 feet ago. Or you don't use the turn signal at all.
I felt like I turned mine on a little bit too early sometimes too.
Can never turn it on too early.
Oh
You
yeah,
can if there's another driveway or road.
yeah.
If you run it for a half
Like, where the
mile.
hell's this so much turning? He's been turning for 2 miles.
Well, we all know where I stand on passing in the turn lane
Oh yeah.
Love it, Dave.
because that's a safety thing for folks. My other one, though, and that one fires me out. It's like, come on, you're going to kill somebody just trying to be in a damn hurry. But the one that pisses me off is if I'm on the interstate doing well faster than the posted speed limit, flow of traffic wise.
Right.
And then you can tell there's a damn congestion coming. And then you get that jack wagon that
God.
zips around you in the slow lane. Basically what you guys are talking about, because there's a half a car length. in
What
there.
about whenever it says like, one lane closed ahead and there's a big ass line.
I will
up-
let that mother trucker hit the pylon. Like, I'm not letting him over.
Yeah, that's
like,
what
if you're going to stay in there to try to get ahead,
Yeah.
then I will speed up and match your speed
Yeah,
no matter
that's
what you
how
do.
the warden was. She's like, "Don't you dare let them in! Don't you dare let them in!" And I'm like, "Why? Like they got to get in." She goes, "No way, They could have got in,
Just like everybody
17
else.
cars ago, like
And the
everybody
zipper
else."
pattern and the damn zipper pattern.
I love when the truckers will block the 2 lanes.
Oh, yeah.
They'll communicate and they'll block the 2 lanes.
Shut her down.
Because you see people having absolute meltdowns.
I guess the only thing will piss me off worse than anything, and it's a safety thing again. If you're in something like that, like a shutdown on the interstate, like it just stopped, them dickwads that start passing in the shoulder.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Well, because the problem is
Guilty as charged.
if you're stopped, somebody is likely been in a wreck. And
Yeah.
that's the only way for emergency medical to get through.
Yeah.
Do you ever open your door when they're driving through?
No.
Absolutely. I've done that.
What if they rip your door off?
Good for them. I'll get a new truck and I'll have all sorts of mental anguish. Sons of bitches.
Soft tissue injury to boot. I see it.
See you in Judge Judy, bitch.
I drive so much and I see it and it's just, there's times where I just absolutely, it just instantly, it flips a switch and everybody knows what we're talking about. Like that's the worst thing. Everybody's like, yeah, it happens between here and there, or it happens.
They like some people just have no clue. So okay, rewind to the polar vortex and go back to the snow. That morning we had the snow.
Yeah.
It pisses me off so much how people drive here in Indiana when the roads got snow on them. Like it's just like they've never done it. It's like
You
I'm
got 2
convinced.
types.
I'm convinced you guys have never seen snow until
You got-
then.
that's what I mean.
You got 2 types of drivers though in that weather. You got the one that's way too fast.
Yes.
Being an idiot.
Yes.
And then you got the other one that's way too slow that shouldn't be out
who
there.
is just as equally as a risk and a hazard as the one that's going.
Now, see, I'll
driving like a
pass
moron.
people. I'm the one that gets called a moron. I don't go like breaking speed limits.
No,
But on 64, if somebody's doing 15 miles an hour,
I'm going to try to go
and
around
they're
them.
yeah, I absolutely, as long as it's not like,
Deathly.
it could always be a sheet of ice. So
Yeah.
as long as it's clear, I'll pass somebody because I'm just as worried about being behind them. And
Yeah,
as
that's what I
am.
mean. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah.
terrible sometimes. I mean, there's no reason why in a 4-wheel drive pickup or a 4-wheel drive SUV that weighs 10 tons and with her name being Tanya, that I shouldn't be able to put that bitch in 4 high in the snow and just cruise, 45, 50 mile an hour on the wide open stretches. And
like when I see brake lights come on real sporadically,
oh my God.
like it's not driving that's going to hurt you. It's trying to stop. Like
the
you got to
stopping
give
part is the
yourself
problem.
the
ample room to stop.
ample room to slowly correct and get yourself where you're going.
I think we should probably, I don't,
start a driving school.
no way.
Okay.
That's where I'm going. Like, that's the creek I'm wanting to paddle down here, but I don't think that I could do it.
I'm training a young driver. I couldn't do it either.
I helped
Not in my truck.
Justine's sister, the one sister, I think, a couple times, and I was, oh my God, it was terrifying. I couldn't imagine being a legitimate driver's training instructor. I couldn't do
they
it.
probably drink a little.
We had so we did when we took
You'd have to.
Burn one down, smoke a joint before we get in there. All right, babe,
when
let's roll.
we took driver's training still at the school
Yeah,
because I think
I did it at Tecumseh High School.
oh did you I did it at Southridge
Yeah.
that year going into our freshman year,
Right.
so that would have been 2000 and
Yeah, they don't do it anymore.
which is a shame because that was a fun
It
summer.
was, yeah.
But we had one in our vehicle day one early, and we were turning right onto 231 to head south, and might have cut it a little bit too much where we almost like
Like it
we
blows
almost
my mind
turned
that
into the like
You
the
know,
guard.
I wouldn't want my kid riding with new drivers.
Well,
No.
but here's exactly what happened. So it was that scary of a situation because how we did it, we had Chevy Impalas, and you had two in the back,
I don't
a
remember
student
what car we
driving,
drove.
and then you had the teacher.
Yep.
And so how it used to be, somebody would get picked up, and then you'd kind of pick up everybody. You'd drive your turn, and you'd go about it. Mm-hmm. Well, after the first day of this person driving, our driving instructor dropped us off when we were done driving because it was that much of a hazard. we had
Do you know the foot brake?
I never took
he had to
driver's
use
ed.
it.
What?
I never took driver's ed.
Well, how'd you get a driver's license, Dave?
Took me like 6 months longer.
Oh, you waited till yes.
So I had a learner's permit for longer than most people do, but mom was like, yeah, we're not paying for that shit. So no driver's ed.
Yeah, 'cause
Which is weird because I was
wait till
driving when I was like 9.
16 and a half. If you waited till you were 16 and a half, you didn't have
just had to go
it.
take the driver's test.
You just tested out and did it.
Which now I think if you take driver's ed through these gigs, you don't have to take a driving test over there.
Oh, wow.
I
was just talking about the brake pedal, the passenger
Yeah,
brake
yeah, yeah,
pedal.
yeah.
Well, and then some of them had steering wheels.
Oh, I've just
Didn't
seen
they?
I've just seen the
I
ones
don't
with
think
the
they put
pedal.
a steering
They didn't
wheel
have
in
steering
there.
wheel. Well, on our situation that first day, he was coming back on the back way, where Doug Messmer lives on
Old Huntingburg Road.
Old Huntingburg Road out there. We almost ended up in the ditch, and he had to slam on the freaking brakes there too. After that first day, we didn't ride together in the car. It's a tough spot.